Now we are going to see the summary of this poem. The title of this poem is The Endless Time. We know this poem is written by Rabindranath Tagore. This is one of the best poems from his well-known collection of poetry, well-known book. The title of that book is Gitanjali, for which he got the Nobel Prize in 1913. The poet says that time is in the hands of the Almighty and is infinite in nature. Infinite means no limitation. To whom? To the God. God does not have time limitation. In his hand, time is endless. One cannot count his minutes, as time has no beginning and no end. Days and night pass, and so do ages. Ages means so many ages have passed, just like how they passed, just like flowers. Flowers bloom in the morning and faded at the evening. Just like flowers keep blooming and withering. God has watched all this patiently over centuries and centuries, which seem to follow one after the other. Means God knows all these things. Every human being, every animate things, every animal take the birth, and lastly all of them have a death. But there is also new animals comes and they also die. So many centuries he has observed, he has watched. Time does not stop at any point for God. We are human beings, mortal beings, feel the need to rush through things. Means we want to achieve so many things, as we feel we have no time to waste and have to accomplish a lot in this one lifetime. We do not want to miss out an opportunity, and in our rush we often forget to value each moment because we are in hurry. We don't want to miss opportunity, chance in our life, and that's why we waste our present moment without enjoying it. Men tend to get impatient with time as they feel it keeps passing by and there is a lot one has to do before their life comes to an end. It is only at the time of death that one realizes that time is divine in nature and his existence may come to end, but time will continue to go on for ages. To go on for ages. So, this is the short summary of this poem. And in this summary, poet have presented that time doesn't stop to anyone, and God is almighty, he is creator, he knows all the things. See, now we have to move towards the analysis of the poem. So what is there in this poem? See, what is the structure of the poem? The poem has been written in early modern English because in this poem Poet have used some old words like thy, thou, and thine. It has no rhymes or a regular rhythm. Which words? Thy, thou, and thine. These are the old use of you, your. See, in the second line, poet have used a metaphor. Metaphor has been used in the poem. The comparison of passing of ages to the blooming and fading of flowers, and centuries passing by like a small wild flower, are two such examples of metaphor. The poet uses a sarcastic tone, means tikatmak, in the stanza where he says, "We have no time to lose, we don't have time," as he is indicating the impatience of men and is actually speaking about the infinite nature of time. Means time does not have end. The last line of the poem leaves the reader with a sense of uncertainty, as the poet might hint at the metaphysical aspects of reincarnation or afterlife. He may also simply mean to say that the doors of God are always open for everyone. I mean, poet is saying that we become aware about the end of our own time at the old age, and that time we come to know that we will die now without worshipping to the God. Time will stop us. But poet is saying that don't worry. If we come to know, then start to worship the God. So what will happen, as poet have viewed in Hinduism, there is a cycle of life. Once you die, again you will get a birth. So just worship the God. So what are the themes of this poem? See, the theme of the poem is life gives you opportunities and you should take them. What is the theme? Life gives you so many opportunities and you should take these opportunities. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonades. Means you should make something better what you have in the life. The basic idea being conveyed through this poem is that of the infinite nature of time. Basic idea is there is a infinite time. There is a no end to time. The poet says time is endless and is in the hands of the creator God. Means God have created you in this universe as a human being. If you forget this time to worship him, then it will wrong. Whenever you become the aware, at that time you should start to worship the gods. And if you started to worship the God, then definitely you will get a next life after the end of this, and in that life you should worship the God. Means the time is infinite in the hands of God. Time has no beginning and no end, and hence cannot be stopped. It goes on for ages and ages, even after one perishes. One's life comes to an end, And it is then that one realizes that time will continue to exist and he may not know what happens after his death. But one door always opens after another closes. See, this is the themes these are the themes of this poem. Now the tone, what kind of a tone is there in this poem? The tone of the poem is optimistic and appreciative because he is saying that he is hoping that the chances that are given should be taken and he appreciates the offers. In this slide, we will see the line by line analysis of the poem. See the beginning lines. Time is endless in thy hands, my lord. There is none to count thy minutes. The poem begins with the poet addressing the Almighty and saying that time is endless in his hands, in God's hands, as he is the creator of time. There is no one who can count his minutes as the life of mortals comes to an end, but time doesn't. The poet says that for God, time is infinite. It has no beginning and no end. See the next lines. Days and nights pass, and ages bloom and fade like flowers. Thou knowest how to wait. Thy centuries follow each other, perfecting a small wild flower. See, days and nights pass, and time goes on for ages. The poet says that the Almighty patiently watches as ages pass by, and for him they are like watching the blooming and withering of flowers. Centuries after centuries follow each other. The metaphor wildflower is used for someone who travels constantly and does not settle at one place. The passage of time is being compared to the same as time does not stop at any point and it keeps going on for centuries. The next lines. We have no time to lose, and having no time, we must scramble for a chance. We are too poor to be late. The poet uses a sarcastic tone in this stanza as he says that men act like there is no time. They feel that it is very limited and they must act quickly in order to not miss out on opportunities. Men do not want to risk being late in accomplishing things and usually want to rush through everything as they feel they have time only till their life comes to an end. And thus it is that time goes by while I give it to every querulous man who claims it, and thine altar is empty of all offerings to the last. Men keep complaining about the pace at which time keeps passing as they feel it keeps racing ahead. The poet talks about the impatient nature of man, hurriedness, we can say restlessness. They usually rush through things and forget to value each moment. Time is divine, and for God it is infinite. At the end of the day, I hasten in fear lest thy gate be shut, but I find that yet there is time. In the last stanza of the poem, the poet talks about the end of one's life When they feel that their time has come to an end, it is only at the time of death does one realize that even though they may cease to exist, time goes on for ages and it cannot be stopped or held on to. But I find that yet there is a time. In this line, the poet leaves a kind of uncertainty, as he might mean that life goes on even after death, or he might be hinting at the process of reincarnation. Reincarnation means punarjanma. He might also mean that at the end of our lives, we find the gates of heaven open for us and we realize that time is divine in nature and we will continue to go on. So, this is the end of this poem. Thank you.